still looking for that elusive national championship as we get set for the opening draw. For the Irish, it's 52, the grad transfer Gallagher. And he wins the opening draw against Michael Autry. And the Irish will set up shop for the first time in 2021.
Grant, like you mentioned, Gallagher coming from Penn, one of 5 graduate transfers that Notre Dame has received this year.
Robert Morris and Notre Dame have only met one time previously to this one in 2014, and Notre Dame pulled out a victory. Irish set up the offense. It's the freshman inside for McCann, and a goal. Quinn McCahon gets the scoring started for Notre Dame in 2021.
What a great find, though, at the same time by Dobson. He had his eyes up. He noticed.
Colonials just had a nice chance, but the Irish defense getting the stop, doing well to halt them on the outer skirts of the field. Now it's another shot, score. Robert Morris ties it up at 1, 3 minutes into this game.
When you are an attackman and you have a shorty on you, you automatically go behind the net. And you see Perkins do just that here with Dobson on him. Perkins also is one of their better dodgers for sure on the Robert.
And Pat Kavanagh racing down the right side, shot off the post. And Notre Dame maintains possession.
Real good shot by Kavanagh. You can't get much better placement than that. Just barely missed it from going in and hitting the pipe, but they're able to retain that possession.
Westland has it now behind the cage. Makes a move looking for his teammates. Back to senior Mikey Drake, rips a shot and scores. Notre Dame takes a 2-1 lead.
Grant, you mentioned that Westland's always looking for his teammates there, and while that's not necessarily a traditional assist, he sees, though, with those man sliding, Drake's able to now come from X with the ball. I'm sure that was part of the game plan, right? Coach Corrigan mentioned they just want to go in and focus on themselves and not necessarily overthink it, go in and play their game.
This Notre Dame team, not one star, but rather so many good pieces, and that's why these guys are so unselfish with the ball. You see around the net all day, they'll be passing to try and find their teammates. The freshman Dobson dishes it off to Jacobois, rips a shot and scores. Wheaton Jacobois picks up his first goal of the season for Notre Dame. It's 3-1.
We talked about in the opening what he can do. Not only was that a 2-man game with Dobson.
It's nothing doing. Meyer back with it. Drives towards cage, rips a shot, bounce high and wide. Meyer's shot bounces over the bar. But the Irish will maintain possession.
Yeah, Notre Dame not hesitating at all with being able to release the ball here. They're attacking the net, and if they have their hands free, they're letting it fly.
Kavanagh looks in front for a teammate. Shot ripped and scored. Number 66, David Lipka, the grad student from Cuse, gives Notre Dame a 4-1 lead.
Lipka just seeing the ball bounce right there on the ground, picks it up, and before anyone's able to slide to him.
There, Hallenbeck, one of the best short stick defenders on this Notre Dame team. And here's a turnover. The Irish will take it the other way. It's Kyle Thornton, the grad transfer, taking it downfield. He dishes it off to Drake. Mikey Drake back to Hallenbeck, rips a shot and scores. Notre Dame takes a 4-goal lead.
That's really the first time we've seen today a semi-unsettled transition game goal. Being able to clear.
The Irish will work it around, try and find the best angle here. McCann. Bit of a bad pass looking for Dobson, but Jacobois is there to scoop it up. And now it's Pat Kavanagh, the star sophomore. Looks up top, shot, and another goal. Notre Dame can't stop scoring. It's 6-1. Number 99, Will York. A season ago was the 2020 Inside Lacrosse Breakthrough Play of the Year. He picks up his first goal in an Irish uniform.
And again, you notice that placement, it's low.
Does have an ACC championship title. As we see Gallagher with another face-off win and flips it over to the Notre Dame offensive side. Hallenbach running down Main Street, ripping a shot and scoring. Ryan Hallenbach, how about another one?
And think about Gallagher there. After winning it, he notices that he's got to flip it back, and knowing his teammates there creates the fast break in the transition, and no one really just slides to stop him, and so he's just able to bury it.
Have it all figured out. It'll be a man-up opportunity for Robert Morris. Robert Morris looking to close in on this Notre Dame lead. Popovich, 13, rips a shot. It's good. Austin Popovich brings the Colonials within 5.
Both teams taking advantage of that extra man opportunity. Here, no one just steps out to slide on Popovich.
Attack. Westland back out to Will York, rips a shot low and wide.
Notre Dame continuing to add to that shot count.
It's Kavanagh, 51, back out to Lipka. Lipka already with a goal in this game. Westland now looking. Kavanagh out front for Meyer. Meyer rips a shot and scores. Mo Meyer gives the Irish a 6-goal lead.
You know, Grant, even though there wasn't anyone getting beat or any two-slide in that scenario, which I mentioned a moment ago, there was ball watching there for Robert Morris, which just leaves him wide open up top, having plenty of time before he gets to him, and Meyer just burying it here.
And that second midfield group for Notre Dame of Meyer, 77, sophomore Nick Harris for Notre Dame. And Brian, when we spoke to head coach Kevin Corrigan before the game, a shot from all the way downfield bounces behind the cage.
Yeah, that was the 10-man ride I was referencing there before. When you get into it, there's some pros, but there's also opportunities where that could have slipped in and have a goal from real far there.
Certainly a dangerous situation. The goal was left wide open, and Thornton took a try. McCann, shot and a goal. Quinn McCahon, how about another one? Off the feed from Wheaton Jacobois.
McCann just noticing there the lot of space and room to be able to rip it.
Just about 7:50 left here in the second quarter. Notre Dame score. And the Irish will set up shop yet again. Westland. Little give and go with Kavanagh. Back to Kavanagh. Dobson rips a shot up top and scores. Eric Dobson. How about that missile?
If you're Robert Morris, you want to make sure you keep your stick in the passing lane. And Kavanagh.
Colonials will get it over midfield with Vines. And Vines loses the ball. It's picked up by Keelty, and the Irish will take it the other way. 77, Nick Harris with it. It's a 3-on-3. Harris rips a shot. It's good. Nick Harris. It's 11-2 Irish.
Just an all-around effort there by the Irish, where you have the turnover start on Vines, losing control of the ball and his stick. You have Keelty picking it up, finding the open man, and from there it's just the transition, unsettled situation, putting it low and away on Rosenthal.
See Keelty eyes up immediately to 77, Nick Harris, and my goodness, these short stick defensive middies have been dominant.
First quarter about running the shot clock down, so 45 seconds there, and going into halftime too, hoping to take the last shot.
And with Notre Dame holding for one shot most likely, Brian, what do you think Robert Morris has to do defensively on this possession?
They've really, it looks like they're going back to man here for a moment, so they keep switching back and forth, but having the slides come and being
shot right in front and a finish. The referee signals it's good. It's Pat Kavanagh.
Yeah, so switching back from zone, which they were a possession ago, Robert Morris said is choosing to go man here. As soon as the...
Or after any shots, so that goal taken off the board. It remains a 10-goal lead for Notre Dame. Westland rips a shot off the crossbar. He was looking to make it 11, but it's the Colonials racing down the field the other way. 7, Blake Laurie has it. He's guarded by Leahy. Chasing behind the back pass to Perkins, to Smith, to Keeley, and to score. Poetry in motion for the Colonials. They trail 12-3.
Just as we're talking about the transition game and the unsettled situations, it happens right here for Robert Morris. And what's particularly unique about this, not just that behind the back pass, but they barely had the stick in their hands as they're passing it from each person. It's just a quick second each time. The fake on the door.
So Notre Dame will have a man-up opportunity. 4:25 to go in this third quarter. Brian Benedict and Grant Del Vecchio bringing you the action. Notre Dame inside, Westland behind the back. Are you kidding me? Griffin Westland, that was pretty.
The no-look pass by Kavanagh, adding another assist, and then the behind-the-back finish by Westland.
Let's take another look at that. Can't watch it enough. Notre Dame. Irish looking to capitalize here. A lot of quick passing. Leahy rips a shot. It's good. Rosenthal couldn't stop that one. And Sean Leahy gets his first goal in an Irish uniform.
You know, it's interesting. There's benefits to not going behind the net if you're Robert Morris, but the cons there is you leave Kavanagh with his hands wide open. No one's pressuring him, and he can just see the field. Adding another assist to himself.
And Brian, the impact that assistant coach Chris Wojcik has had on this group, the offensive unit, game one has 14 goals.
Absolutely, and then look on the defensive side too with Coach Wellner joining the staff this year. Only 3 goals given up for the Irish, so on both sides of the field.
Coach Wellner now the defensive assistant as there's a shot and a hat trick for Quinn McCahon. Quinn McCahon with the first hat trick of the 2021 season for Notre Dame. The Irish lead 15-3.
That's 6 assists now for Kavanagh, and I mentioned that again because they still, 7 assists rather, sorry. It's still leaving him open behind the net and no one's on him. And that's something that I think you're going to have to change up that game plan because he's
may need to regroup defensively. I'm not sure leaving Kavanagh open behind the net like that is doing it for him. Gallagher, pass, shot, and another goal. Notre Dame does it again, 10 seconds apart.
The quick win out in front for Gallagher, and then Kavanagh not wasting any time from catching and shooting.
Pat Kavanagh, you just can't say enough about him. Gallagher with a quick face-off win like you mentioned, Brian, and then it's all Kavanagh. He gets the third quarter. Smith and Popovich give and go to Perkins. Ball loose. And Mo Meyer picks it up for the Irish. A dangerous pass by the net. And a turnover. Colonials have it now with under 10 to go. Popovich looks inside for Perkins. Ripped a shot, it's good. Jimmy Perkins gets his second of the game for Robert Morris. And the Colonials trail by 12.
Somehow that pass from Popovich gets through. And not only does it get through, it's handled
Number 4 for Robert Morris, Michael Autry, their faceoff specialist, coming off a career-high 20 faceoff wins in the win over Colgate. But Gallagher and Leonard just can't be stopped right now. Notre Dame working around. Will York rips a shot and puts it in.
Just a patient offense, which we've seen a good amount here today, rotating the ball around.
Out to Boudreau. He's been quiet so far this game, as has Ryan Smith. Out to Holden, guarded by Nick Harris. Popovich, McNamara all over him. Trying to find an opening, but can't. Gets rid of it to Holden. And Holden passes it back out to Tadeo. Some give and O. Look inside for Smith, and he finishes. Jordan Cohen, who's a senior. So a ton of veteran leadership and experience on this defensive unit. Robert Morris really doing everything they can on the offensive end. Jacobois does it again. Wheaton, Jacobois. Starkey now guarded by Meyer. Makes a move for goal. Behind the cage for Perkins. Now it's Tadeo. 29, the junior out of Penfield, New York for Robert Morris. Looking to close the gap. Shot ripped and scored. Ben Starkey with a beautiful goal for Robert Morris. Notre Dame leads 18-6.
Starkey dodging down the right alley before there. Here just goes over the top, and that's a tough shot as you're.
But it was recently announced that Robert Morris will be joining the A-Sun Conference starting in the 2022 season. This year they're independent because Robert Morris just joined the Horizon League, and the Horizon League does not offer men's lacrosse in that conference as a conference. As a shot and a score for Robert Morris. It's 26 Solhoff. Back out, freshman 21 Carter Parlett makes his move for goal. Looks cross field for Michael Fay. A bit of an errant pass, but Fay controls it. Approaching 2 minutes to go here in Notre Dame's season opener. Irish lead 18-7. Make that 19-7.
As Notre Dame's getting other players in here, you got freshmen here.
Here inside our Lotta Stadium. And that'll do it here from inside our Lotta Stadium. Notre Dame wins game 1 by